live here from Dover. This is the SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series here on JCTV. Bringing you another race as we continue through the chase. These guys have currently just under 10 minutes left in practice. 18 drivers have registered, 16 have taken a time. And looking forward to what should be another great race. Dover, Delaware, this track known as the Monster Mile. The track surface is concrete, and there's Miles himself holding a really bad rendered vehicle. But Miles Monster, he doesn't like cars, and he wants to eat them. This track known as a self-cleaning racetrack as well. It's going to be hard to beat Miles, and very curious to know who can tame the beast. Monster the Miles. Or Miles the Monster. Holy wow. I'm Josh Copperl. I'm joined by Brett. And yeah. Brett, how you doing? Brett, how are you doing?
My mic was muted. Never mind.
There you
I'm
go.
Stupid.
There you go.
I am stupid. Apologies. I am bad at technology. I'm really excited for this race here at Dover. It's one of my favorite tracks. It's a track that's really technical. It's tight off the corners. Drivers are going to be careful to avoid pushing up and hitting the wall on the exits of the corners, especially as runs go on. It tends to wear tires. Josh mentioned it's self-cleaning, so if you see an exit front, you're going to want to go high because probably they're going to stay low. But it's going to be a lot of fun here tonight as these drivers here in the SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series do battle in another race here in the playoffs.
Let's go ahead and bring up our schedule. Take a look at what remains. Of course, Dover tonight, and I mean, there's only 4 races left. We're getting down to the end of it. This is race number 3 of the chase, and this will be the halfway point for the chase races. Tonight, Dover, as I mentioned, Indy Road Course next week, followed by Las Vegas and the season finale at Phoenix Raceway.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see what happens as we move forward. It's been a really close battle, but really all season long, the driver to beat has been Zachary Thornton. He enters tonight's race with a 50-point lead in the points over Cody Riveras. Eric Keeter is third at 64, and Wyatt Roberts fourth, and Andretti Robinson fifth. All of them still within striking distance, but Thornton's got a pretty good lead and a chance to continue to build on it here tonight.
Yeah, he's had a really good season. Has Zachary Thornton just putting together good finishes. I mean, it's no secret the road courses are his weakness, and I mean, as I mentioned, next week is the Indy Road Course. But throughout the road courses that we have visited, Zachary Thornton, he's still maintained up at the top, and he's just all around put together an incredible season up to this point. Currently P5 on the practice charts. No surprise there that he's got some speed once again early on in tonight.
Yeah, and he's got speed here. The thing on ovals all season long, it's been his consistency. Even when he gets damaged or gets caught up in incidents, he still is usually able to get good finishes. He just stays consistent, and he's been that all season long, and that's why he's leading the points. He's fast, but we've seen other drivers be fast in this league. For example, Aaron Brown, he's been up front a lot this season, but just cannot seem to stay out of trouble. He's returning tonight. He was suspended for the last race after a slew of incidents at Road America a couple weeks ago. We're just going to see how if he maybe changes his driving style a little bit after that suspension. Maybe tones down the aggressiveness, but based on what I've seen from him so far this season, I'm going to guess that won't have much of an effect.
So tonight, drivers running special paint schemes. It is gaming themed. So you're going to see a lot of different paint schemes on drivers tonight. Already have saw some pretty cool, some interesting ones. You see there, Fortnite scheme. That's the number 7 of Aaron Brown. I'm just gonna get this right here. First and foremost, as someone who absolutely despises the game Fortnite, that's an automatic.
Yeah, I played Fortnite for about 2 weeks. Got cussed at, walked downstairs to a roommate saying slurs while playing it while in college, and I was just like, this is stupid. So that was my experience with it. It's a good paint scheme. We'll see. I believe Alex Bowman, I want to say, had it on his on his car at one point this past season. I believe there's one driver who had a promotion with him.
So I'll tell you, Aaron Brown is listening to the broadcast, and no, it does look like a good scheme. I cannot stand that. Cannot stand that game. Let's see if we can find another cool scheme.
I have to give a shout out to Brandon Thomas, the Go Bowler car. Kind of same things you saw last week in the Go Bowler car, but he this week got Wii Sports on it, which with the bowling theme makes sense. And as Wii Sports, a lot of hours I spent on that, so that definitely got to give him a shout out before he has another good run today. He really had a great race in his series debut last time out.
Wii Sports is where it was at. I spent a lot of time on Wii Sports myself. Much superior than the Switch Sports that kids have today.
And speaking of Switch Sports, I believe that is on a car as well. I believe that was I lost whoever it was. Cody Webster with the Nintendo Switch Sports on his car tonight.
We'll continue to highlight schemes tonight. There's the Nintendo Switch Sports. We'll continue to highlight schemes as the night progresses. But it's that time. Just a minute left in practice. So, Brett, who is your pick to win?
I'm going to go with the guy who's fastest right now, Eric Heater. We saw him finally break through a couple weeks ago and get the win at Road America. He's been fast on several ovals this year, but has yet to pick up that victory on an oval. We saw him especially at Indy. And Indy looked like he was in a position to win before getting caught up in an incident with Aaron Brown. I think tonight he's able to get it done on an oval and pick up his first oval win of the season.
Slow on production right now, but there's the graphic, and it's updated. You know, I might. I'm gonna go with the man. Even though I just said that least favorite scheme tonight, I'm gonna go with Aaron Brown. Sitting fourth in practice, he might be able to shoot his competition out of the way to be the one remaining after jumping out of the battle bus.
That felt a little forced.
It was very corny. I'll be honest. So we
Yeah, I've
head
got a.
to qualifying. And Chase Gibbons is going to be the first one out on track. Ooh, Chase got a loose there off 4, but saves it. We're going to drive it.
I did notice in practice. I did notice in practice a lot of people were getting loose out of the corners, especially when pushing. So that's something to look for, especially early in this race. This track really tightens up on the exit of the corners, and you got to be careful, or else you're just going to get the other people.
23.578 for Chase Gibbons.
Fastest first lap, Matthew Miles. He goes 23.342 to the top of the board. The guy I want to look for is Zachary Thornton, our points leader. He's coming around to complete his second lap. He ran a pretty fast but oh, he just caught the wall out of turn 4. That will invalidate his second lap. As meanwhile, Chase Gibbons goes with a 23.356 on his second lap, going the third fastest. But Cody Rivera is at the top of the board at 23.214, and then Eric Heater at 23.118.
Trevor Burns just crossed the line, start his first lap. He's coming out of turn 2. Trevor Burns' lap 1 is going to be a 23.494. Good enough for P10 so far.
Yeah, car's definitely running fastest on their second lap, and Dirty Robinson goes second fastest at 23.158. A lot of people seem to be giving up time on that first lap just to optimize that second lap. Trevor Burns coming to the stripe, almost catches the wall, keeps it out of it, and runs a 23.321, good enough for 8th fastest. Ollie Reeves, third fastest at 23.175. Good luck for him. Shockey Tarpley now out on track on his first lap. You know, Cody Webster ran pretty quick on his first lap, coming to the line to complete his second lap. He'll go 6th fastest.
Shockey Tarpley, 23.518 on lap 1.
Yeah, and that lines up with what we're seeing. A lot of people seem to be running about a lane further up on lap 1, especially in turns 3 and 4, trying to get that big launch on the front stretch, optimize your speed at the line for the faster second lap. He was able to hook the bottom nicely there in 3 and 4. That looked good. But it's only going to be good enough for 13th fastest at 23.412.
Crosses the line, start his qualifying. Cody Rivera's P5.
And you saw Aaron Brown almost up against the fence there in turns 3 and 4, just trying to optimize, be able to cut down off that corner, get a big launch on the front stretch. Now to the bottom of the track in 1 and 2. Kind of missed the bottom a little bit there in 1 and 2. That might hurt that lap time. His first lap, by the way, was a 23.419. Good enough for 14th fastest.
Coming across the line, it will be 23.150, good enough for P2. Now, Wes Gallo has exited pit road, but 17 seconds, it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, he will not, does not appear he'll be able to complete a lap.
And so qualifying to come to a conclusion. And we get ready to grid. So let's take a look at our starting grid tonight. And it is going to be Eric Keeter on the pole, Aaron Brown P2, Andretti Robinson will start third, Ollie Reeves fourth, and Brian Lorenzo will start fifth. And
Starting sixth.
Go ahead.
Starting sixth will be the 36 at Cody Riveras, the one of the two Cuphead schemes here tonight. Starting seventh, the Nintendo Switch Sports machine of Cody Webster. Matthew Miles starts eighth, Alexander Schumacher ninth, and Brandon Fiedler will round out the top 10, starting 10th in the Pokemon Championship Regional machine.
Starting in 11th is going to be Trevor Burns, Chase Gibbons in 12th, 13th goes to Devin Frank, Shaka Tarpley in 14th. Wyatt Roberts starts 15th.
Brad Sawinski in the Redwood Cigarette scheme for Grand Theft Auto starts 16th. Zachary Thornton, our points leader, starts all the way back in 17th after catching the wall on lap 2 of qualifying. The Go Bowler Wii Sports machine of Brandon Thomas will start 18th. Malachi Drake in the Drake Breaks, number 09, will start 19th. And Wes Gallo in the 07 will start 20th.
And Connor Zola starts 21st.
Yeah, Zola is not currently showing in the session on my screen, so I don't believe he will actually be racing here tonight.
So the field getting ready to follow the pace car for the pace lap. Track temp, pretty hot, 106 degrees Fahrenheit ambient temp. Actually only 65 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, kind of cool track temps. It's a concrete track, so the track temp's kind of a little bit different than you'll see at an asphalt track. The cool track tip should help these drivers probably not struggle being loose as much, but we'll have to see. I think things are going to get a little sketchy, especially early on in the going here tonight.
Eric Peter having a little bit of blinking issues, but sometimes that happens on your caution. Space car is coming down pit road. We are going to go green. 150 laps around the Monster Mile. Green flag is out. We're underway. Eric Keeter. Great start. Able to clear Aaron Brown. Brown doing a good job, actually staying right there with him. Eric Keeter still having a little bit of connection issues. They've got to sell. Oh! Big crash! Brad Sawinski, I believe that was. It was. The Redwood Cigarettes car goes around and still some more wrecking happening. Wes Gallo involved. Take a look at the replay. We're 3 wide, and it's like Tarpley maybe got into Brad Sawinski, followed by Wes Gallo going around. Couldn't really tell who that was on the outside. Oh yeah, it was 25. Shocky Tarpley. Get a better angle. See if our blimp caught it. Oh, he got into Wyatt Roberts a little bit there. Backed out of it, and then you see Brad Sawinski going around. Sawinski actually did a great job keeping it off the wall as much as possible. I don't think there is much to any damage on that 28 machine.
Yeah, and that was just a case of 3 wide just not working off the corner. He might have a little bit of damage from that little bit of contact with Wes Gallo, which also caught Brandon Thomas up in it, but yeah, I think he got away with that. As Cody Webster, Cody Riveras, Wes Gallo, and Brandon Thomas coming down pit road under this caution. Cody Webster may have just taken fuel only.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Drivers taking fuel only here. Wes Gallo on pit road for 12.5 seconds. Of course, he did the spin there. Cody Rivera's 22.2 seconds.
Yep. I think probably a little bit of damage repair for most of those guys, but remember, we do have the choose cone here, and I believe they are choosing this time.
Eric Keeter taking the bottom, Aaron Brown top, Ollie Reeves bottom, Trenny Robinson top, followed by Brian Lorenzo and Trevor Burns, Schumacher and Devin Frank. Miles Gibbons, top 10 positions, first 5 rows. Stage course is at the conclusion of lap 50. We've got 45 laps to get there, 44 when we go back green. Pace car is going to work its way back to the safety of pit road and the field once again in the hands of Eric Keeter. Inside the restart zone, green flag back out.
The 99 of Eric Keeter got a great launch there, able to clear Aaron Brown. Ollie Reeves and Trey Robinson still side by side for the 3rd position.
Oh, someone got in the wall hard.
Might have been the 0-2 of Traver Burns, although he kept going, really didn't lose any speeds. I'm not sure if he actually caught it.
It's a
He
green
jerked hard.
car.
Still side by side for that 3rd position. Oh, Pros with the pace. Round goes Matthew Miles. Caution, it's going to come out.
It was Chase Gibbons that hit the wall that I just found. But yeah, we'll take a look and see what happened to Matthew Miles. On the inside of Devin Frank. Some Devin Frank. And that was a bad camera angle for...
Yeah, Cody Riveras was off the pace. I didn't see... Sorry, Brian Lorenzo, I mean. I I didn't see what happened to him though.
Was that like big time net code, or I? It's like
It
he
was a
got on the
weird.
straightaway and then his car just turned left.
It was a weird incident. So I went back and looked at it. Brian Lorenzo got big time loose off the corner and checked up. And then, yeah, I don't know if that was netcode between Devin Frank and Matthew Miles. Yeah, it was definitely netcode, the way that car turned around on the 30. So Matthew Miles, unfortunate victim there of pretty bad netcode. Pretty heavy damage to the front end of that number 30.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, this track,
Yeah,
I've mentioned how it's self-cleaning, and I mean, you can easily get loose here, but you see the difference between Brian Lorenzo getting loose and what Matthew Miles had. I was gonna say, there's no way that wasn't some sort of net code.
yeah, when a car just shoots left like that, suddenly, that's almost always netcode. Unfortunate for Matthew Miles. He's been fast all season. Just seems like he's struggled to stay out of incidents. Really, you haven't really seen many be his fault either. Just like there, just unfortunate netcode. That's not the first bad netcode I saw today. I was running a race earlier today, and I got taken out by with a similar distance between me and another car. So maybe the server's just running a little slow today.
Getting pretty close to big update iRacing has as well.
Yeah, hopefully we're getting some rain.
As a broadcaster, I always say I love chaos. As a racer who already struggles on the course, I really don't want to see rain. But no, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a really unique experience. It is real life. You know, it is true to real life as well, rain on road courses. So I'm actually really excited.
Maybe it will result in the road course races in ITPN not being dominated by the same three drivers.
Very possible. As the green flag is once again back out. We are back underway. And Aaron Brown continues to have great restarts. Ollie Reeves side by side with Andretti Robinson.
Well, Aaron Brown may have caught the wall a little bit there out of turn one.
I do believe
that's going to let Ollie Reeves get to his inside. That was tight. I don't think Aaron Brown expected Ollie Reeves to go for that gap. They were able to sort it out. Aaron Brown able to hold on to the second spot.
Running a little bit higher up the track. Noticing he's really sending it into the corner a little bit. Oh, he gets loose. So does Malachi Drake. Zachary Thornton right there trying to capitalize and Devin Drake. Thornton's going to get there.
Yeah, Zachary Thornton started at the back. He's already worked his way up to the 7th spot, and Devin Frank keeping strong, and Chase Gibbons now run on him looking to the inside of Devin Frank, and he's going to take away the 8th, possibly take away the 8th spot.
Yeah, and Brad big wreck in the back. Brad Sawinski around once again. We still are under green, but I imagine Brad Sawinski, he might tow here. He's going to back it up, well, at least attempt to. Field is coming off of turn 2, about to be on the backstretch, so this might be a caution. We are still under green. I don't think he can get that car to move. I'm surprised. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say, I'm surprised iRacing has not triggered a caution. I don't know if that was admin thrown or not.
It was admin thrown.
Okay, I'm not surprised with that because of the fact that a caution hadn't come out, but I'm surprised the caution never came.
Yeah, he's got a tow. I believe he broke the one of the tow links, and the one wheel that was still attached was not on the ground just due to the way the car was sitting on the transition from the banking, so he had no drive. So that's why he couldn't get himself moving. Unfortunately, that's probably going to be the end of the day for the 28 Brad Stevens.
He just clipped the apron, upset the car. Oh, that was Cody Rivera's and Malachi Drake that made contact as well.
Yeah, that's something that's really easy to do here at Dover. That position is pretty significant, and it's really easy to clip it a little bit. Yeah, and Cody Rivera gets in the back at him, and then the Malachi Drake. Heavy contact for Brad Sawinski with the wall. And then somehow he just ended up sitting on that transition just wrong. He still had drive to all his rear tires. Actually, he had no left. I don't think he had drive. He might not have had drive to his left rear.
Possible. You see the right rear spinning, but not the left rear.
Yeah, the left rear wasn't really moving, so I think it probably broke the tow link on the left rear. Then the right rear wasn't sitting on the track surface because of just how it was sitting on the transition, which is why he couldn't get moving. Unfortunately, it can't happen on iRacing. You see that more at Daytona and Talladega tracks with the high banks, but those transitions, you can get stuck on if your car's just sitting in the wrong spot.
So Aaron Brown, actually, I'm noticing, has lost a couple positions. Currently P4. I'm not sure if he checked up at all and was expecting caution to be out sooner than it was, or if he hit the wall again.
And possible playoff implications, Cody Rivera did not beat the pace car off of pit road and has gone down a lap. He will be the only car one lap down, so we'll be in position for the lucky dog if we get another quick yellow, but a setback for the 36th. And he's still got some damage to the front of that car.
Matthew Miles bringing it down pit road. Not going to be much time for Matthew Miles. He wants to stay on the lead lap.
Oh, and Aaron Brown, I just went back and looked at what happened to Aaron Brown. You know that on that previous restart, how he had kind of cut off Ollie Reeves? He tried to do the same thing, and Ollie Reeves was there, and he got very sideways in 3 and 4. He was able to save it, but lost 2 spots to Ollie Reeves and Andretti Robinson.
Reeves and Robinson take the outside. So Brown's going to restart in the what would be the 3rd position, just behind race leader Aaron Keeter. Brett Sawinski actually back out on track. It's going to be 4 laps down.
Yeah, and still got a chance. See cautions can pile up and get those laps back.
I know all about that. The pace car is in, and green flag coming back out.
Eric Heater got a great launch, able to get well clear out in front of the 7 and 31 who are side by side for the second position as they exit turn 2.
Interested to see here. Looks like Reeves going to get clear of Aaron Brown, and Andretti Robinson trying to get to the right rear of Brown. Not able to do so. Going to tuck back in the line.
Alexander Schumacher consistently been moving forward so far in this race. You followed that part of Andretti Robinson second through, back to Zachary Thornton in 6, all right under a blanket right now. And Ollie Reeves is pulling up on Eric Heater as well, so 6 cars under a blanket for the race lead.
Zachary Thornton kind of looking underneath Schumacher a little bit there. He wants the 5th position.
Yeah, if you bobble up front here, you're going to lose a bunch of spots just with how tight this field is together. Chase Gibbons kind of closing in on Zachary Thornton as well for possibly that 6th spot, but Gibbons almost caught the wall there, got a little loose off the turn 4.
Interesting.
Oh, Aaron Brown!
Brown around.
And Andretti Robinson was also involved. It looked like Brown maybe got loose and had to check up, and that just, it was kind of similar to what we saw earlier with people checking up and just people behind having nowhere to go and it kind of checking everybody up.
Andretti Robinson also involved. I don't know what it is with these camera angles, but not having very good luck, although that was
Aaron Brown looks like he got a little loose, tried to save it, and then hit the wall out at the corner, and that brought him down into the 45 of Andretti Robinson. Unfortunately for Andretti, pretty hard contact to the inside wall. Aaron Brown probably survives with very little damage. And as a result of that, I believe Cody Riveras will be our free pass and will be back on the lead lap, I believe.
So last week, there was not a race last week, as it was Thanksgiving. So our first race back. Since then, for as far as Coast to Coast goes, just hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, spent time with family, and a safe Black Friday if you went shopping on Black Friday. I know how fun that can be.
To be fair, Black Friday is not what it used to be. Not to be the old man saying back in my day, but
well, you're not wrong. You really are not wrong for once. Ever since, I mean, COVID happened, and you know, things have changed a lot. Although, really, kind of before that, though. You know, with a lot of the internet shopping now, stores have done Black Friday deals the week of, just leading up to it online, and really in stores, so that it isn't the cluster. You know,
yeah. Also, companies used to be insane and would do insane deals on Black Friday, like way cheaper than it was the rest of the year. Now they just kind of do their regular sales.
Yeah.
It's not. It used to be back in the day you could go find some ridiculous deals, which is why it was insane. You had people stampeding at Walmart. Better time. And just to confirm, Cody Riveras was the free pass on that caution, getting him back onto the lead lap. Unfortunately, the two Cuphead cars, Andretti Robinson and Cody Riveras, both having trouble so far in this race.
Schumacher, another driver that's running a gaming paint scheme. He's got GameStop on the side of the car, but Sonic, some kind of Sonic game.
Sonic Frontiers. I am not familiar enough with Sonic to know much about that.
I know the OG Sonic.
It's the same. I've played it on a throwback Sega Genesis. That's the majority of my Sonic gaming. My brother's more into Sonic than I am.
So I'm not that old for a Sega Genesis, but I am familiar with it on the GameCube. And by the way, you mentioned Cody Rivera's getting the free pass. He actually did not beat the pace car off pit road. Once again, Cody Rivera's is going to be a lap down.
Yeah, he might want to take a look at the timing of when he's exiting pit road under these cautions. Might need to leave his box a little earlier, although actually this time he's just sitting in his box taking his repairs. I wonder maybe he had some suspension damage. He just felt like the car, he was better off to just take his damage now instead of...
He's going to be battling for the free pass with Malachi Drake. Of course, we are guaranteed at least one more caution, with the stage being at lap 15. Here in 22 laps at the line as the green flag is back out. And a lot of movement. Not sure what was going on, but there was a ton of shuffling happening in the back. Ollie Reeves getting ahead of Schumacher. Jason Gibbons on the outside, trying to defend on Chuck Tarpey. Chase Gibbons now underneath Cody Webster, trying to take the position away. But we've got a side-by-side battle between Ollie Reeves and Schumacher. And Thornton is right there ready to bounce. It looks like Ollie Reeves going to hold on to the position. A little bobble, I think, out of Schumacher is what made the difference. Schumacher struggling to hit the bottom. Zachary Thornton is right there to take the position. He's just waiting for the opportune time. But Traver Burns is also giving Thornton some pressure as well. Traver Burns now has a small gap between himself and Thornton. Shaq Tarpley right there. These guys all just so close together. Now Thornton and Schumacher side by side, but we have a caution. I'm unsure what it is for. I don't see anything.
Yeah, unfortunately I'm having some weird network issues right now, so I can't see what happened. iRacing being screwy. It's not my internet.
You know what? It is not just a you thing. So this is an admin thrown caution. It appears that 4 drivers and Brett all had connection drop due to download packet loss. So it is not just a you thing, Brett. It is a server-wide thing.
Yeah, and that's good to know. I'm also getting a message when I try to rejoin the session saying failed to connect to race server. So definitely some major issues on the iRacing end of things. Just want to clarify this is not the league's fault. unfortunately, iRacing servers at times show their age and decide that they will not be stable. And I guess tonight is one of those fun nights where it is decided for that to be the case. Love the service, but sometimes it can be a little annoying.
Yeah, for sure. I know those issues all too well. I remember it seemed like everybody that had Xfinity Internet at one point was getting kicked out of sessions, and it was awful. As an Xfinity customer myself, which I am not recommending them. This is not a promotional thing. Please don't get Xfinity unless it's the only fastest internet around.
Okay, I've been able to re-get back into the session, so I gotta think that means other drivers hopefully will be as well. We'll see how the admins sort this out.
So what I'm guessing is that the drivers that were affected by this are going to be able to just drive around, which I'm seeing here a few drivers doing so, just driving around, getting their laps back. And so they're going to be holding these guys possibly until they get back on the lead lap, back to where they were, and then go back green. I mean, as somebody who has been a league admin or a league owner myself, and actually has something coming up pretty soon as well, I applaud these guys. I mean, I don't know if like Cody Rivera's had a plan for if this happened, but this is some quick thinking, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating for all the drivers involved, even the ones that aren't. Oh, good grief. I saw something in the back. Matthew Miles, I think he just got a ton of damage. I hear somebody else dragging some parts. But as we take a look at what happened here, you know, it is so frustrating for everybody involved. The driver's not affected, like Heater, Reeves, you know, they just want to race. They don't want to see the medals, but I definitely applaud Cody Rivera's for having this, or doing this, and the quick thinking to do so as well.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be handled. I know some leagues actually have written policies regarding like people getting laps back if a certain percentage of people drop, but reality it should be if you lose 4 or 5 people at the same time, it's pretty. If you lose 1 or 2 people at the same time, you could say it's on their end. But when you lose more than that at one time, it's almost certainly an iRacing issue. And as such, I feel like you kind of have to be willing to compromise on that, because otherwise it's just people getting killed because iRacing decided they didn't like them.
Yeah, and it can be unfortunate. You know, I've been around for quite a while. I've seen some crazy things happening. I've seen some outrageous calls by admins. I've seen some great calls by admins of how they're going to handle the situation. I mean, it's something that you don't expect to happen necessarily. It's something that I don't really think a lot of people prepare for. I mean, I don't think personally myself it's anything I have ever prepared for where I've thought, in the case of this happening, this is the backup plan. So again, I don't know. I don't know if what Coast to Coast handles it, if they do have a backup plan for this or not. So if it is just quick thinking by Cody, you know, or either if it's quick thinking out of him or this is policy, I applaud it. I mean, I think it seemed like everything happened so quick there, and you know, making those quick decisions like that, it definitely helps a league's help. Because I believe we're going to go back to green as they are double file.
Yeah, they are planning to go back to green flag racing this time by everybody on the lead lap except Malachi Drake, who's 1 lap down, and Brad Swinski, who's 4 laps down.
So the pace car is going to come in, and once again, a field in the hands of Eric Keeter. Green flag is back out. Schumacher with some tire spin.
Yeah, that was a weird restart. And we've seen it in real life here where people spin their tires. Jimmy Johnson missing a shift and just killing everybody comes to mind. But yeah, that stacked it up behind him, but allows Eric Heater to get clear of the lead, followed by Ollie Reeves and Zachary Thornton.
Chuck Tarpley right here with Traver Burns. Aaron Brown coming up the field pretty quickly. I gotta imagine that he possibly took tires after his incident.
I don't know if it was tires. He really didn't hit anything. I am not showing him having pitted, but that could have occurred under that caution when I was out of the section.
It was 17 laps ago when he had the incident where he spun with Andretti Robinson.
Yeah, I'm showing him having not pitted yet this race, but I don't know if my timing is accurate after I throughput.
That might be the case. I mean, I don't know if he took. He's got loose there.
Big moment for Aaron Brown. He got loose out of turn 2.
I don't know if he did take tires or if it is just raw speed. We know he is quick. He did qualify second. He was real quick in practice, and he was really holding his own before the incident earlier in the race. So, I mean, it could be a little bit of both. You know, it could be raw speed, or he could have the fresher tires. Well, it doesn't matter if you have the raw speed or not. If you get fresher tires, especially at a track like Dover, you're gonna see a big difference.
I usually would agree with you, Josh, but we've seen it a lot of times this next-gen car, the lack of tire wear. Oh, kind of between Thornton and Reeves for second place. Thornton got to get by. Both of them kind of got to get off of turn 2 there. Thornton had been a little faster for a couple laps, but I was going to say, Eric Heater last time by ran a 23.217. That was only a tenth. That was barely off the best lap of this race run by anybody. We're not seeing tire fall off a lot. We haven't really had that many green runs yet. And that, I really don't think we're seeing a lot of tire fall off so far.
Very possible. I mean, this track, you know, and the only thing that I would think of is this track being concrete surface. You know, I mean, it's very popular at road courses not to take tires. This track is definitely one where I wouldn't think twice about whether I'm taking tires or not. It's yes.
No, and I usually have ran this track in the Truck Series, but when we race the Truck Series here, after about 10 to 20 laps, your tires are dead. Doesn't matter what you do. I mean, only got a battle for 6 between Wyatt Roberts and Shockley Tarpley. Roberts to the inside of Tarpley looking for that 6th position. Oh, almost contact out of turn 4. That's I mentioned that earlier at the start of at the top of the broadcast. The exit of these corners just really narrows. Oh, big bobble for Shockey Tarpley. He has to check up. Aaron Brown's going to get 5 as well for the 7th spot. And also, Ollie Reeves has gotten back around Zachary Thornton for 2nd. Zachary Thornton maybe a little bit of a bobble on the exit of turn 2.
This is the last lap of the stage. Eric Heater way ahead, but here this battle for 2nd is still ongoing.
Yeah, and I've noticed there's a lot of times on the exit, especially at turn 2, where people are going drastically different speeds. I don't know if there's a little bit of a looseness that you can't really, that's a small bit of looseness that somebody's having to check up or what, but yeah, as we come to the stage winner, Eric Heater, followed by Ollie Reeves, Zachary Thornton, Alexander Schumacher, and Traver Burns. The top 5, then Wyatt Roberts, Aaron Brown, Shockey Tarpley, Cody Verison, and Jordy Robinson round out the stage points. And speaking of that tire wear, we were kind of starting to see it towards the end of that run. The last couple laps, times it started to really fall off for a lot of drivers. Ollie Reeves was actually not really falling off, but everybody else had fallen off 4 or 5 tenths from what their best laps were toward the end of that run.
I believe Malachi Drake going to be the free pass here. And pit road is open. I believe it's going to be a busy pit road. Yeah, everybody on the lead lap is coming down.
Yep, only Malachi Drake and Brad Sawinski stay out, and Malachi Drake's going to get the free pass, and Brad Sawinski probably will look to wave around to get back to only 3 laps down.
Race off pit road going to be won by Cody Webster, followed by Ollie Reeves, just getting ahead of Eric Heater, maybe.
I think Heater got him. I think Heater got him with the first pit stall. Yeah, I just looked back at it. Heater got him by a nose. Then Zachary Thornton, Alexander Schumacher, Traver Burns, Wyatt Robertson, Aaron Brown, Cody Veras, and Shockey Tarpley. Cody Webster, interesting strategy call here. His stop was only 5.5 seconds. We had seen him top off for fuel earlier in this race, and he kind of just been biding his time. We haven't really heard much from Cody Webster this race, and that's not typical. Usually Cody Webster driver we see towards the front of the field. And in fact, he just took fuel only and maybe a little bit of damage. I saw the left front fender get popped out a little bit. Maybe it was barely bent in, but yeah, fuel only for the 08. That puts him in the race lead.
Brett, can you check in on something for me? Eric Heater is 14th place.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's a penalty.
I'm going to assume so. So it looks like Brad Sawinski is going to take a wave around here. He's going to be 3 laps down. Malachi Drake, of course, the free pass. Cody Webster going to have the race lead. Ollie Reeves will be P2. Go ahead, Brett.
So Eric Heater, I just went back and looked. He was doing the iRacing hack of running 35, 36 down pit road. Pit road speed here on iRacing, 35 miles an hour. On iRacing, you kind of get a 1 mile per hour buffer, so if you don't hold it on 36 too long, you can kind of run between 35 36. I think he might have held it just on 36 just a split second too long, and that's what cost him the race lead here. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking it was on exit.
It's got to be on exit, because if it was on entry, it would have held him in the box.
Yeah, I won't hold you under caution. It's still an EOL.
Oh, that is true.
But yeah, he accelerated off the pit road, but he was only doing 42 at the exit line, which is over, but iRacing gives, he was doing 42 at the end of pit speed. He's up to 43 miles an hour. I think he sped exiting. I think because he had the first stall, he thought he could accelerate to that second timing line, which I guess actually is the scoring line, and because of that, he gets an EOL to the back of the field for the driver who dominated stage 1 of this race. That's going to be fun to watch him trying to come up through this field.
We know he's quick. There are 96 to go. 95 when we go back green. Laps to go. So plenty of time for Eric Heater. Pace car is going to pull down pit road. First time tonight, Cody Webster can lead us back to green flag as it is out. Ford actually having a good restart. Be in the inside of Ollie Reeves. First time tonight that inside line from third place has prevailed.
Yeah, Cody Webster, though, still under pressure of those older tires, but so far able to hold off Zachary Thornton. Here comes Ollie Reeves. Him and Zachary Thornton were battling hard the fourth stage. They're still battling for that second position.
Thornton looking to the inside. They're going to be side by side in 3. Thornton is going to get ahead of Cody Webster and slide it out of 4.
And Ollie Reeves out there as Cody Webster is probably starting to fall back on the older tires. Ollie Reeves is second, and here comes Alexander Schumacher looking to move to the third spot. Schumacher, another driver we've seen at pace this year, just hasn't seemed to be able to have the luck to get good finishes. He's able to clear up the third position. How about Aaron Brown? He's worked his way up now side by side for the fourth spot.
Aaron Brown has been quick, and he wants to get back to where he was earlier. Aaron Brown doing a great job. Peter up to the top 10 now.
Yeah, Traver Burns looking under Cody Webster, looking for that 5th position, but he's just not able to get that drive on entry to really get him. He's not going to be side by side through the middle of 1 and 2, and he's going to clear him on corner exit. Traver Burns into the top 5. Zachary Thornton out front. He's not a great road racer, and next week was going to the Indianapolis road course. I think he really wants to build that points cushion here tonight at Dover, so he can have a cushion to have if he has a bad race at the road course, which he's struggled at road courses. He usually keeps it clean and gets get a decent finish because of that, but it is not his strong suit.
Yeah, definitely not his strong suit. Really, I know when I go into road courses, my mindset is just survive. If I survive and I capitalize on others' mistakes, it's going to be an okay day. I think Zachary Thornton, he might have the same goal. It's obvious he's not quick at them compared to other drivers in this series. But if he can just go in, capitalize on others' mistakes, he might be all right.
Also, Josh, don't look now, but Eric Heater is on a heater. He's already up to the 6th position after restarting at the back after that speeding penalty. That 99 has just been fast all race long.
Yeah, that's kind of incredible. I mean, again, we know he's quick. I'll be honest, I didn't think that he'd make quick work like he has.
We've seen it.
Oh, goodness, Cody Rivera's, I believe. Yeah, that was Cody Rivera's. He's up against the wall. He hit the wall head on, somehow got it back going straight, and we're not going to have a caution as a result. Great driving to keep it going straight, and then who is that? Brandon.
He actually got together with Brad. He got together with Brad Suwinski on the front stretch. Unfortunately, I believe he probably has he has a meatball flag. He's gonna have to come in to take damage. Cody Rivera's entered today's race in a pretty good points position, but unfortunately, just not the day he needed. After he came into today's race, second in the points, only 50 points out of the points lead.
Let's see what did happen to Cody Rivera's.
I think he just got loose and overcorrected. Eric Heater, by the way, has caught Traver Burns looking to get back into the top 5. He is all over the back bumper of the O2. He's going to clear Traber Burns. Eric Heater back into the top 5.
So, Cody Ramirez, of course, with those issues, currently 16th. Brad Sawinski still out on track. He's 3 laps down. So, I assume Sawinski, yeah, he is passing Cody Ramirez, or has passed Cody Ramirez. Next week, you know, we talk about the Indy Road Course, and for Zachary Thornton, not one of his strong suits. Cody Ramirez is really good on the road courses. So, you know, as unfortunate as this result is tonight, he's got a chance to go into the Indy Road Course next week, trying to recover from tonight.
And just to be clear, there is a drop round in the playoffs, and they have not incorporated it into their standings yet. So for Cody Ramirez, this might end up being his drop round. But you don't want to use the drop round if you don't have to. If you have to drop a 5th place finish, that is a lot better than having to drop a 18th finish, because that means you finished above that in every race.
Yeah, for sure.
On track, Aaron Brown has gotten by Alexander Schumacher up to the 3rd spot. Currently, though, Eric Heater is the fastest car on track. He is 0.2 a lap faster than pretty much anybody else in the field other than Brian Lorenzo. Actually, him and Wyatt Roberts actually are running about the same lap time. Wyatt Roberts in the 8th position, also running really fast right now.
So Eric Heater underneath Schumacher for 4th place. He's going to make quick work around Schumacher. Now
Schumacher.
Heater is Aaron Brown.
And Eric Heater, there's a little bit of history between him and Aaron Brown earlier this year, but Heater definitely still faster that lap, despite having to battle side by side with Alex Schumacher, was still faster than everybody in front of him. Fastest car on track, though, Wyatt Roberts back in the 8th position, as have a battle on right now for the 6th spot. Traber Burns, Brian Lorenzo, and Wyatt Roberts all under a blanket.
These 3 drivers are single file, but so close together. Lorenzo going to pull to the inside now on Traber Burns. This is going to open up the door for Wyatt Roberts as well to get underneath Burns. Roberts going to clear
Burns Burns looked like he lifted out of the corner there. Probably a good decision by Burns. Those 2 guys had run him down. They were faster. At this point, still got 75 laps to go and a pit stop. Probably the smart move there, just to let him go. Meanwhile, Wyatt Roberts looking under Brian Lorenzo, looking to get the 6th position.
Oh, wow. Aaron Brown with the moment. He got loose. He saved it, but Eric Heater to get ahead of Brown. Brown trying for the crossover, looking underneath Heater. They're not giving each other much room as Brown looks to the inside of Heater.
And Ollie Reeves and Zachary Thornton got to be loving seeing this in their rearview mirror. Those 2 probably a little faster, but Heater going to clear Aaron Brown. Heater from the back, now up into the podium places, up in the 3rd. And that tire fall off, we didn't see a lot in stage 1, but now cars running over a second a lap slower than their best lap so far this race.
Wyatt Roberts looking underneath Schumacher. Roberts.
And Roberts.
He's got it.
Gonna clear him. And Roberts, I think he was saving some tire early in this run. He has been the fastest car on track pretty consistently the last 5 to 10 laps. He's the fastest than Eric Heater and Brian Lorenzo, just a little bit off of him.
Oh, Aaron Brown gonna hit the inside wall, come back up onto the track. No caution yet. And caution.
Yeah, Aaron Brown, maybe could have knocked out a caution if Aaron Brown had backed up there, but I don't blame him for trying to pull forward because he did it slowly and carefully. Really should have been a caution earlier than that.
Yeah, he just got
Kind of
loose
sad to
off
see
the
that
corner.
caution though. It was really, things were really shaping up interestingly there on that long green flag run. And Brown, we saw him a couple laps ago get loose in the same way, and this time he just wasn't able to save it.
Pit road is open, and it looks like it's going to be a busy pit road. That actually was the longest green flag run of the night, and so I'm not surprised that every lead lap car is coming down pit road.
Yeah, definitely saw a lot of tire wear that run, and Eric Heater, I think, was going to be a lot more careful, not the speed here. Nothing to look up by, like, Cody Webster definitely saved a set of tires. He'll be able to take a set here. He had dropped back a lot, but
Thornton wins the race off pit road, followed by Heater, Lorenzo, Reeves, and Roberts.
and then Traber Burns, Shockey Tarpley, Devin Frank, Cody Webster, and Alexander Schumacher around at the top 10. I wonder if Schumacher had a little bit of damage because actually he had dropped back a lot. He had fallen back to the field. I think he just did not do a great job of saving his tires on that run. So Zachary Thornton remains your race leader, followed by Eric Heater. Other than Cody Rivera, who we saw have his issues earlier, currently are 3 of the top 4 drivers in the points running first, second, and fifth, with Thornton, Heater, and Roberts. And Wyatt Roberts, I was really impressed with the speed he was showing on that long run.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. Great job out of Wyatt Roberts. See here, you know, you get another longer run going. Wyatt Roberts might be the man to watch out for here.
Yeah, and the drivers talking about their tires right now. Almost everybody complaining of high right side tire temperatures, and that's just what you see at this track. You don't see a lot of wear numbers, but just the tires, they're being loaded so much. The banking here is high. It's almost like Bristol, but with a lot longer corners and higher banking on the straightaways. So just from a physics perspective, the right side tires at this track just almost constantly under high load. And that just tends to add heat to those tires, and as they get hotter, they lose grip.
Yeah, the banking in the corner is 24 degrees. Straightaways is 9 degrees. So there is, you know, quite a bit of banking that these drivers got to deal with. So this track, it opened in 1969. Here we go with, I just come up with this question. Here's for a trivia question. This track opened in 1969 and originally was an asphalt track. What year did they get rid of the asphalt and make it a concrete track? We'll revisit that question.
Real people know it's Dover Downs, not Dover.
Pace car is in, coming to green with 66 laps to go. And a green flag back out.
Good launch for Zachary Thornton, but Eric Heater will stay with him. Here comes Brian Alonso. He was another guy who was really fast towards the end of that run.
Knocked going away already, looking to the inside of Zachary Thornton. Thornton way up the racetrack.
I think Thornton just let Heater have it. Eric Heater definitely has been the strongest car almost all race out. Caution out on track.
That Frank turn around.
Unfortunately, I was hoping I wasn't going to have to say it tonight, but once again, the crunch car has gotten crunched. Looks like he bobbled a little bit in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Wes Gallo got him in the back and just turned him around. Contact with the 39 of Brandon Fiedler. Malachi Drake also got to the inside wall.
Poor Drake. Probably feels like a pinball tonight.
Yeah, it's not been the race he was looking for here tonight.
All right, so we'll revisit my trivia question.
I had my guess, and I looked up the answer, but my guess would have been wrong. So you did stump me for once.
So now, okay. The question is, this track opened in 1969. It opened up as an asphalt track. What year did they make it a concrete track? So you said you looked it up. Now I want to know what would your guess have been?
My guess would have been 93 because I knew it was in the 90s.
Would have been close. 95 is the answer. Honestly, I didn't even know this track used to be an asphalt track, so I would have been stumped altogether myself. I don't know what my guess would have been, but it definitely would not have been 95.
Yeah, they need to bring back horse racing to Dover. For those who don't know, when the track initially opened, it was a horse racing and auto racing track. There was a, I believe, gravel horse racing oval inside the NASCAR oval. I don't know when they got rid of it, but it did exist for a while. I may be looking at that track history, maybe 2002.
I'm not sure.
And actually, they do have, still do have a racetrack, apparently. A horse racing track inside the track. I did not realize it still existed.
I know we're not gonna be able to see it from here. I was hopeful.
You can actually kind of see it. It's not really well rendered on iRacing because it's gravel. But that, if you go to like one of the high cameras, you can see that big gray area to the inside of the wall. It's a harness racing track for horse harness racing.
Yeah, unfortunately the blimp camera that I have is just not high enough to be able to see that. But if you go and look on Google Earth or whatever Bing's version is, whatever you prefer, you'll be able to see it. I mean, it's still there in the images and satellites. It's just a big ring on the inside.
Unfortunately, I was going to try to make this a Unfortunately, I was going to try to make this an interactive broadcast and add a picture of Dover down to the chat, but YouTube chat does not let you send images, unfortunately. Yeah, we're ready to go back green. Front row going to be Eric Heater and Brian Lorenzo, then Zachary Thornton, Ollie Reeves, Wyatt Roberts, and Shockey Tarpley, the third row. Trevor Burns and Andretti Robinson, and then Cody Webster and Wes Gallo. Wes Gallo having one of his best races of the season, up in the top 10.
And the pace car is back into the safety of pit road inside the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back out, and Wyatt Roberts actually, I think, spun the tires there. Inside line, checked up big time.
As Zachary Thornton was able to get clear, and Ollie Reeves going to also get by Brian Lorenzo. Lorenzo goes from second back to fourth, and he's going to have to defend against Shockey Tarpley.
Tarpley is to the inside, rolling it really well. Tarpley clear.
Yeah, and I will say both Lorenzo and Wyatt Roberts have both not really seen a lot of short run pace from them all race long. They really have been probably the two strongest long run cars though out there, along with maybe Eric Heater. Well, probably Eric Heater. Eric Heater's definitely the fastest short run car, and he's pretty dang fast in the long run as well.
Robinson, currently P6, right behind Brian Lorenzo. Robinson has had himself a quiet night. He was running up front and had the contact with Aaron Brown, which was not really any driver's fault. Robinson just got in the wrong place, wrong time. I mean, he did get in the ball.
If we had to assign fault, it was Aaron Brown because he bounced off the wall into Andretti Robinson. But it was a racing deal.
Yeah. And Robinson, I mean, he's still been hanging out around.
Ooh, that was a... Sorry to interrupt you, Josh. That aggressive move by Brian Lorenzo trying to get under Shockey Tarpley. He had to check up because of that. That's going to let Dry Robinson get to his inside in the turn 3.
So Robinson is...
Ooh, Lorenzo had a big bobble off of turn 4. Sorry, Lorenzo and Wyatt Roberts on the side, and Roberts had a little bit of a bobble. They're still side by side for the 6th spot. And here comes Cody Webster.
Wyatt Roberts still side by side, real tight racing between Lorenzo and
Cody
Roberts.
Webster actually diamond turn 3 and 4. They're 3 wide in the turn 1.
Oh my.
Lorenzo's going to try to cross over Wyatt Roberts. They're still going to be side by side now for the 7th spot. Cody Webster gets by both of them, and here comes Alexander Schumacher.
Schumacher going to get underneath Roberts. He's going to get past.
Yeah, Roberts back to the 9th spot. Some frantic couple laps there from Roberts and Lorenzo.
Try to catch his breath and get those tires cooled down as much as possible.
They were 3 wide for a second for 11 between Brandon Fiedler, Trevor Burns, and Malachi Drake. Fiedler able to get to 11th, and now Malachi Drake and Trevor Burns side by side for 12th. Malachi
Drake roll on the high side, going to keep clear of Trevor Burns.
Yeah, that'll move him up into the 12th spot. The battle right now, though, is for the 6th position. Brian Lorenzo is closed right back in on the rear bumper of Cody Webster. He's going to peek to the inside of Cody Webster here in the turns 1 and 2.
Webster all the way up the racetrack.
I've seen Webster do that a lot. He likes to run up against the wall. It's definitely slower in the corner, but you get a big launch on the straightaways. Especially as effective in 3 and 4. He likes to kind of turn it down off the corner and get a straight launch off. As you see, he's able to stay ahead of Alexander Schumacher by doing that. Able to hold on to the 7th spot.
My thoughts are, if this goes green for a long period of time, that's going to hurt Webster. He's going to fall off quick.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I'm never sure in this next gen car on tire wear. In the trucks, it would definitely fall off. Next week, it might not fall off because the tire model's changing, but also, Brian Alonso has caught in Dirty Robinson. He's under him now for the 5th spot.
And he's going to pass him very quickly here.
Oh, he actually caught the wall a little bit out of turn 4.
Struggling right now, I think. He's got Wyatt Roberts.
Yeah, Schumacher was able to get by, and now here comes Wyatt Roberts, and he's also going to be able to clear. Yeah, he's able to, not quite clear the 08, but I think he'll be able to clear him here in turns 1 and 2. Meanwhile, fastest car on track might be Brian Alonso. He's now caught Shockey Tarpley and is looking for that 4th spot.
Is underneath Tarpley. They are side by side.
The actually fastest car on track lap time was our 2nd place runner, Zachary Thornton. He's closing in on the 99 of Eric Heater. Not quite there, but we might have a battle of the lead in a few laps. And caution is out.
Wes Gallo.
And he was having a really strong race, but unfortunately was running in the 10th spot, side by side with Brandon Fiedler, and unfortunately, it looks like he got loose off the corner, checked up, and Traver Burns got on the back of him, sent him around. As the caution flies once again here at Dover. Also, to give some more Dover facts under this caution, that big building on the backstretch, that is actually a hotel and casino. Also, under this caution, we got a couple cars on pit road: Aaron Brown, Traver Burns, Devin Frank, and Wes Gallo, as well as Cody Riveras. Brad Sawinski's now only scored 1 lap down, and actually, I believe he's going to be back on the lead lap.
You know what surprises me? And I just thought about this, actually. This is just totally a random thought. Kansas Speedway has a casino right next to it. And you just mentioned that this track with casino. I did notice that earlier, actually. I think before we went live, I had it on just a scenic camera, and I saw the casino out there. It actually kind of funny to me that there is not a casino right next to Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and actually Dover had a casino way before Kansas Speedway. It's been there. It was part of the horse racing track facility initially.
Kansas has only been open since 2001, I believe. I know the first NASCAR race was in 2001 at Kansas. It was won by Jeff Gordon, as well as the 2002 race at Kansas.
So just a further update on the casino at Dover Downs. It has over 2,300 slot machines, 41 gaming tables, and an 18-table poker room. Table games in the casino include craps, roulette, and card games such as blackjack, Spanish 21, baccarat, 3-card poker, pai-gow poker, high card flush, 21+3, heads-up poker, and Mississippi stud. I know about 2 of those.
If you have a gambling problem, please call the gambling helpline.
Yes. I am not allowed to legally gamble because of the state I live in. So, well, actually, there is one casino, but it's like a 45-minute drive. That's if I wanted to lose my money, I would need a sports gambling to be illegal on my phone. And in fact, Brad Sawinski, I thought he was back on the lead lap, but he is still showing 1 lap down on my end.
Also, I real quick, the Michigan races, through the Firekeepers Casino 400. For any of you that are wondering, I live 10 minutes away from the track. It's to the east of me. Firekeepers Casino is about 45 minutes to the west of me. So it's about roughly an hour of a drive from Firekeepers to Michigan International Speedway. And as us Michiganders like to call it, it's money keepers, because, I mean, really nobody wins anything.
I mean, it's the typical, you see it a lot, the Native American-owned casinos.
The pace car is it.
That probably came out wrong.
Brett Bennett canceled on JCTV. Green flag is out. We're back underway. 41 laps to go here at Dover. I know what you mean.
Yeah, green flag out. I got another comment on that, but I'll keep it to myself for now. Eric Heater able to go at the lead, followed by Zachary Thornton. We'll see if some of those drivers who pitted there, Aaron Brown, Traver Burns, making start run through the field. Oh, big moment in Freddie Robinson, 3 wide. Robinson way up the track, but he's able to hold on and save it, but he's going to fall all the way back to the 12th position and still dropping back. He falls all the way to the 14th position. That was a big moment. Great save, though, by the 45 and Freddie Robinson.
Oh, Wes Gallo! Great save.
And Josh, don't want to speak too soon, but Zachary Thornton is putting the pressure on Eric Heater more than we've seen Eric Heater pressured while leading all race long. He is on right around that bad bummer caution, though, is going to fly once again. And unfortunately, the crunch car looks especially crunched. And a familiar name involved in this accident. And that might do it for both Devin Frank and Aaron Brown. I'm not sure who I'd put that on. It looks like Frank kind of moved down the track in the middle of the straightaway. Brown moved up the track, and they kind of met in the middle.
I'm sorry, but I was just reacting to Matthew Miles. Slamming into that.
I didn't even see that he was involved. Yeah, unfortunately,
Oh man, Matthew Miles had to swerve to avoid a couple of drivers and swerve right into the accident. Let's take a look at the replay on board.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think he read the closing rate of Barry Robinson. I think it would have been fine, actually, if he had tried to jump behind Barry Robinson, or worst case, barely bumped him, but instead, by turning it right, hard into the door of Aaron Brown. I know we were saying Aaron Brown, we're asking whether he would have calmed down a little bit after that suspension. I'm going to go with the answer being no. I mean, he hasn't been like, he's just been a same kind of aggressiveness. Same kind of thing we see from drivers like Michael Walls, where you just know he's not going to give you extra space, and you got to anticipate that. Almost everybody's staying out here. Cody Webster actually going to roll down pit road. We saw him falling back. He was running that high line. That seemed to really be burning his tires off. So, Josh, back to our previous conversation. So, what had led to that comment was I saw that the Firekeepers Casino and Hotel was owned by the Nottawasepi Huron Band of the Potawatomi. And I also saw that their lobby has a symbolic light totem pole. So that was what led to that comment.
I have no idea what you just said. Because
There was words. They existed.
You know, for those that don't know, I'm 25 years old, right? Now there are some casinos that you can go into at the age of 18. Firekeepers is a 21 plus, and I was in there. It was just a couple of years ago, and like before I even made it to security, like I hardly was in the door. I think I opened up the door. The security guard looks at me, points at me, makes a motion, and like he's holding up an ID, like telling me to show my ID. And I'm just like, can I get in the door first? Like,
Casinos are usually pretty strict about that because the punishment if the government finds out they're letting people underage gamble is pretty severe, I would think.
Yeah.
I know. So for those who don't know, I mean, I went to college in Waco, Texas. I had friends who would drive 3 hours on the weekend up to as soon as you cross the Red River into the state of Oklahoma, heading north from Waco, just north of Dallas. As soon as you cross the river, there is a absolutely giant casino. I believe it's the WinStar Casino and Resort. I knew people who would drive up there and just spend all their money gambling on the weekend and drive back home. I mean, I can't imagine it would be a fun 3-hour ride home if you just lost a bunch of money, but I knew one or two who actually made money there, but most of them lost money.
We're coming back green. I've got a story. I'm going to get back to a caution soon. Eric Heater, once again, going to lead us back to the green flag. It's out. Green flag once again. 34 laps to go.
Also, during this race, we've had a absolutely shocking NASCAR news. The Cup Series most popular driver. Not going to believe this, Josh. Chase Elliott.
Wow. I'm surprised. I thought it would go to Chase Elliott, but instead I was wrong. Chase Elliott instead.
I'll be honest, I do not understand the appeal of Chase Elliott.
I don't know.
Not to alienate any of our potential viewers on JCTV, because I know Chase Elliott is a comfortable driver. But his last name is Chase Elliott, and he didn't replace Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon.
Well,
His last name.
So, and that's the thing. Like, Jeff Gordon retired, Chase Elliott. Right, Jeff Gordon was not really that popular among a lot of people. Personally, I was Jeff Gordon's biggest fan, but Chase Elliott.
Green flag back out. Sorry, I didn't mean to start there right before we went back green.
We've been back under green for a moment here.
I am an idiot, and my screen is behind. So we have a battle for third going on between Ollie Reeves and Alexander Schumacher.
I'll let it go. Oh, contact between them. It's a little light. Got a battle just behind them, Trevor Burns and Cody Webster.
And Traver Burns and Cody Webster. Cody Webster pitted on that last caution. Traver Burns, the one before that. They are on fresher tires than everybody else, and I was really surprised we didn't see more people come down pit road under one of those previous cautions. The drivers do have only 4 sets of tires, so I believe Webster and Burns are both on their final set of tires, but there's so few laps left. It might work out for them here, especially if we run green to the finish. Cody Webster quickly gaining on Alexander Schumacher.
And Webster's going to look underneath Schumacher now. Webster's going to take it.
Yeah, Cody Webster, those fresh tires really paying off for the 08. Slicing his way up through the field right now. Up in the 4th spot, now closing in on the 31 of Ollie Reeves. And we saw Thornton pressuring Heater before that last caution, but Heater's really pulled away on this restart, out to over a half-second lead right now. And that one move Cody Webster's been really good at is he runs that lane up and really just gets a good launch on the exit of these corners, kind of diamonds it. He's able to get under Ollie Reeves, and he's going to take away the 3rd spot. And I just had my quality bar, and everybody disappear again. So we might be having more internet issues.
Yeah, I'm going to assume so, because Cody Webster just disappeared. Fiedler. Drake.
All me. Yeah, I think it was all the same. I believe that's all the same people who dropped last time, so that's got to be something weird. I might have to look on the iRacing forums tonight and see if there's anything going on with the connections. Really unfortunate for Cody Webster, who was working his way through the field. That's going to kill him on tire strategy, too. Josh, I don't know if they threw a yellow for this one or not.
They did not. We are still under green.
Probably if we get another caution, we'll probably wave people back around. I cannot rejoin the session, so I'll let you call it.
Now the caution is out.
Is it for an incident on track, or did they just throw it?
I believe it's been thrown. Yep, had been thrown. So it was Cody Webster, Brandon Fiedler, Brett Bennett, Malachi Drake. I don't see any driver having returned to the session yet.
Yeah, last time and this time it won't let me connect for a few minutes.
Drake and Fiedler, Webster, and so the only one we're waiting on is Brett Bennett.
Yep, and it's letting me load back in now. Fun. And just to say, I have on this particular computer, I have never dropped from an iRacing session before. So, and it started to load back in, and then said I connect to the race server. So,
yeah, it's definitely not a computer thing. It's not SAAC. It's the iRacing servers themselves.
Fortunately, I would get in touch with iRacing support, but fortunately, it is not during standard business hours.
Well, while I've got time, I said I've got a story. that I'd wait to tell. So a couple weeks ago, I went to a Metallica concert. I was in Detroit, and I stayed in Detroit while I was there. I mean, it's not that far. It's like an hour away from me, a little less. Actually, where my hotel was, it was a little less because it was on the outskirts of Detroit, a suburb called Romulus. But we went to the well, before I get there, if anybody doesn't know, the Metallica concert or tour is a 2-day tour for each city they visit. They're performing on Friday and Sunday, and it's no repeat set list. So anything you hear on Friday, you won't hear on Sunday. It is so different in the case of even the openers are different for each night. It was Mammoth and Pantera on Friday, and some band called Ice Nine Kills, which I had never heard of. And
Ice Nine Kills is amazing.
Yeah, you know, I was a little scared. Not gonna lie. But anyway, on Saturday we had nothing to do, so we were just, you know, traveling around Detroit, hanging out. We went to the pawn shop that had its TV show. What was it called? Hardcore Pawn. I've only watched like one episode. Personally, I was a Pawn Stars guy rather than a Hardcore Pawn. So I mean, it was cool going in there and everything, seeing what they had, but I really wasn't familiar with the place or the show. I say all this to say, we went to the Motor City Casino as well. And I'm not a big gambler. Like, every time I've gone to a casino, I've only spent like $20. I've walked away with nothing. So, you know, because I know the kind of gambler I would be, I would just be like, one more time. Maybe I can win big. One, you know, just one more time. That already raises a lot of red flags when you're already struggling with money as it is. But I went to the Motor City Casino. I had some free play money they give you for signing up. And I put $1 in a penny machine, did $10 in free play. Hit the button a couple times to let the change just build up. Once I got to where I could max bet, hit the max bet button, and all of a sudden it just started dinging, and I'm like, did I break it? It stopped at $33 and some change. I looked at my friend, I said, time to go. So I walked away with $33 and some change. So I know, not a big win, but...
That's the key to gambling, is quit when you're ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, I probably put like $3 into machines. So all in all, I was plus 30. Not bad. I'll take it. So,
yeah, by the way, Josh, I believe we are actually going green this time by the.
Yep.
Everybody has unlapped themselves once again.
And,
unfortunate though break for Cody Webster, who he was on the right strategy, and I don't know if people pinned under that caution. I don't know if you can check if they did.
Some drivers did.
Yeah, I have no record of that, so
yeah, we're coming back green. 16 laps to go, and Eric Peter is the race leader. Green flag back out, and tire spin, and big wreck in the back. Jimmy Johnson all over again.
I believe that started with the one of Brian Lorenzo. Actually, it started up front, the 35, as Zachary Thornton spun his tires, and then they just stacked up behind Brad Suwinski, who had made his way back on the lead lap, was involved. Andretti Robinson, Cody Webster, Wes Gallo, Brian Lorenzo, I believe Malachi Drake once again was involved. Don't think anybody got a lot of damage in that, as it was a pretty low-speed accident, but calamity on that restart.
Once again, Malachi Drake probably feels like a pinball.
Josh, I was going to ask you, though, do you know who the first car on fresher tires is right now? Or do you have any record of that? Fun fact, the quality bar has gone yellow again.
Oh, no. Well, the first car on fresh tires is going to be whoever comes out of pit road first, but it was going to be...
It stayed yellow. It hasn't gone red yet, so we might be okay.
No idea. I was going to say Shockey Tarpley, maybe? Tarpley is pit. So, Burns, Drake, Gallo... Burns, Drake, and Gallo
Everybody came down pit road here. Burns, Drake, and Gallo stayed out, so I think they probably are. I've already used all their sets of tires. I know for a fact Traver Burns had before we had those internet issues. And this time, good news. The quality bar has gone back to green, so that time it did not kick everybody. So things are improving.
So Burns, Drake, and Gallo stayed out. Tarpley and Webster came out after possibly just fuel only. Ollie Reeves beat Eric Heater off pit road, so I'm thinking the first one on fresh tires is going to be Ollie Reeves, who's going to be 6th place here.
Yeah, Ollie Reeves, I don't know how he beat Eric Heater off pit road. I don't know if he was... And he was 0.3 quicker in the box, but also a second quicker on pit road, in total pit road time. I think he just got in and out of his box better than Eric Heater. And in fact, Eric Heater actually stopped a little short, had to pull forward. I think that was the difference. Let Ollie Reeves beat him off pit road, although the key here is going to be watch that tire spin from those front 5 cars, and hopefully you can avoid whatever happens up front. It'll be about 10 laps to go when we go back green.
What a race we've had. 12 cautions for 47 laps so far.
And my quality bar has gone back yellow and now red. I got a feeling it's about the throughput people again.
Webster gone.
Yep. Hey, people are showing up again for me. Oh, no, never mind. There I go.
Webster so far the only one gone.
Webster and Brett Bennett.
Well, Brett Bennett too, yeah. One to green.
Yeah, if it was just me and him, I don't think they'll probably extend the caution, unfortunately, for Cody Webster. Not his fault.
I'm not seeing anybody else.
This time I was able to load right back in. I don't know what the heck's going on, because I would say it's maybe the part of the country I'm in, but I believe Cody Webster is listed as in New York. And if assuming he is actually in New York, that would imply that it's not a regional thing. And I'm on a ISP that's only really in this part of the country. So I'm not sure what's going on. I have managed to get back into the session at least.
And we are coming to the green with 11 laps to go at the line. Look at the front end of West Gallo. Green flag is waving. Traver Burns, he's got the lead, and he's just hoping those fresh tires can't make it past those older tires behind him.
Yeah, Ollie Reeves got a really good restart, was able to get a big push from Alex Schumacher. They're 3 wide behind.
Oh, Derek Heater around Schumacher. Hits the wall as well. And honestly, I'm Traver Burns. I'm not upset that caution came out.
And that actually started with a 35 of Zachary Thornton. Looks like Schumacher checked up to avoid Heater. Thornton got into Schumacher, and Schumacher turned Eric Heater. Eric Heater might be fine, but he loses all his track position, and I don't think he's going to have the time to make it up. Also, pretty heavy damage to the 39 of Brandon Fiedler. Also, 42 of Wyatt Roberts was involved. And if I'm Traver Burns, I did not mind to see that caution.
That's what I just said.
Sorry to copy you, Josh. Also, how about Malachi Drake? Sitting in the second position right now. He has been pinballed and seemingly involved in every accident this race. And he's going to have a chance of 5 to go if he can get a good restart to maybe even win this race.
Now, he is not on the freshest set of tires, but
yeah, that belongs to Ollie Reeves in the 3rd spot.
He is on fresher tires. Actually, Malachi Drake came down pit road the caution prior, so it's only now 13 laps on these tires, and that does include the laps from under pacing as well. It looks like Cody Webster is going to get his laps back under this caution. The free pass, I believe, was Rivera's, maybe?
It was Cody Rivera's because
yes.
Webster was still on pit road when the caution came out because it had towed him back. And Malachi Drake, the strategy was not intentional for Malachi Drake. He got throughput.
Yeah.
And I believe that probably led to him having to put on his last set of tires.
We're going to restart with about 6 or 7 to go.
And I'm still having issues. Everybody just blinked out again on me. My quality bar went yellow, and they're blinking again. Love iRacing.
It's just unfortunate.
And nothing you can do. Nothing you can do about it. It's
Once again, I applaud Cody Rivera's and the admin team for the quick actions of making it right for those affected. Poor Webster has been affected 3 times. Malachi Drake a couple times. A few more drivers. Just unfortunate, but great job to Cody and his team.
apparently, according to somebody on the forum, iRacing support has said that it is an issue in the servers between Spectrum ISPs and iRacing servers with a connection that is experiencing packet loss at a loss rate of 97%. iRacing claims it is not on their end, and Spectrum says it is not on their end. So I'm guessing it's on iRacing's end.
All I can think of is the meme with the 2 Spider-Man guys pointing at each other.
Well, also, I'm not on Spectrum, but I'm on a local provider who might use Spectrum's network. Because I don't know what network they use, because I assume they're part of a larger network.
Very possible. Anyway, we're going to go green with 6 laps to go. These guys are doubled up. Traver Burns, Ollie Reeves going to be the front row. Malachi Drake and Wes Gallo make up row 2. That's Thornton and Sawinski in row 3. The pace car is in. And Traver Burns is going to lead us back to the green flag. See if he can hold on for 6 laps. This green flag is waving. We're back underway. Ollie Reeves trying to get in front of Malachi Drake. He's going to be able to. Oh, spinning in the back. I can't tell who it is, but a caution is out. It is the 39 of Brandon Fiedler.
Yeah, and maybe that's what you want. Cody Barris has changed restarts to single file here on the upcoming green-white checkered. And another thing to look at, Eric Heater made his way all the way up to the 8th position before the caution flag flew once again.
Eric Heater was right behind Fiedler. Little bump, I think. Looks like Heater might have just gave Fiedler a little bump. Yeah, it kind of looks like Fiedler was washing up the track just a little bit and try to regain it. Heater, I think he was seeing a hole open up, was taking it. I'm personally, if I'm judging that, I wouldn't really put that on anybody. I mean, Heater, you know, if I'm in his position, like I said, he saw just a little movement out of Fiedler going up. If I'm in Heater's position, and I know it's last few laps, I'm going to go for that hole too.
We'll see on this restart. Traver Burns probably once again wanted to see that caution. He's going to really struggle here to hold off Ollie Reeves with the fresher tires.
Especially since it is single file restarts now. You know, it's kind of clear what's going to happen here. It's not like, you know, you're Traver Burns, you're deciding top or bottom. Ollie Reeves taking the opposite or following him. It's just straight up single file. And once that restart happens, Reeves easily can get right up to the back bumper of Traver Burns. Traver is going to have to throw Reeves off. And then Burns is going to have a couple laps of his life to hold off Ollie Reeves. Malachi Drake is on a little bit older tires than Ollie Reeves, as I mentioned. But I think Traver Burns' best bet is if Malachi Drake can time the restart perfectly and battle with Ollie Reeves. Fun fact, no current JCTV broadcaster has won a race on JCTV. Brayton Lester, he won a race on JCTV and then became a JCTV broadcaster. Traver Burns, he's only done one show.
We'll count it. But by that standard, I think Jonathan Parker may have won a few races.
Well, actually, yes, that is true. That is true. Jonathan Parker,
just a couple. I'm not sure, but I believe he might actually be the winningest driver on JCTV.
Oh, actually, he is. I put a list together. a couple months ago, and it's not updated. It needs updated. But Jonathan Parker, in a short time, had already jumped over, actually, Alonso Chicano. Chicano was the most winningest driver on JCTV. And Chicano's been racing since the beginning of JCTV.
What's funny is I should have beaten him in a race.
Pace car is in.
Green here.
We're not going to talk about the
Sad.
green flag is out. 2
Great launch.
laps to go.
Great launch for Traber Burns. He gets clear by a little bit. He's going to just have to hold on. Zachary Thornton going to get to the bottom of Malachi Drake as they're going to come through 3 and 4 for the next to last time.
Traber Burns needs one more lap. The white flag is waving. One to go. Thornton. Wow, what a move. Or not necessarily a move, but a save, rather. Ollie Reeves, though, going to be right here with Traber Burns. What's Reeves going to do in 3? Traber Burns holding on to it. He's going low. Reeves into the wall. He is hit the wall, was driving around it, but checkered flag is waving. It is Traber Burns and big crashing in the back.
Yeah, they might need to roll the ambulances here. But Traber Burns, I thought he was going to struggle on the older tires, but he holds on and Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, but was he one of the guys who throughput?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, never mind. I thought he had maybe taken tires when he had throughput, since I don't have that record, obviously. He was able to hold up Ollie Reeves. I thought Reeves was going to have some there, but Traber Burns. It's a great job on that last restart and picks up the victory, the first sort of active JCTV commentator to win a race. I was hoping that'd be me, but congrats to Traber. And how about Malachi Drake?
He was one that was having issues with internet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he was involved in about every accident tonight.
That is incredible for
Got
Malachi
throughput
Drake.
twice, finishes third.
Just incredible job out of Malachi Drake.
And Cody Webster throughputs 3 times, comes home 9th. Brad Suwinski was multiple laps down. He ends up in the top 10.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our unofficial results. Bring that up. So Traber Burns, race winner. Ollie Reeves, P2. Malachi Drake, 3rd. Zachary Thornton, 4th. Wyatt Roberts, 5th. Eric Heater, 6th. Wes Gallo, 7th. Brad Swinsky, 8th. Cody Webster, 9th. And Brian Lorenzo, P10.
And rounding out the field, finishing 11th, the 45 and Dirty Robinson. Brandon Fiedler comes home 12th. Shockey Tarpley, last car on the lead lap, and 13th. Alexander Schumacher, I believe, was involved in that last lap incident. Ends up coming home 14th, 1 lap down. Cody Riveras had that incident under green, ends up 15th, 8 laps down. And then our DNFs, Matthew Miles, 16th, 37 laps down. Aaron Brown, 17th, 38 laps down. Devin Frank, 18th. The crunch car gets crunched once again. Brandon Thomas comes home 19th. And Chase Gibbons rounds out the field in 20th. Connor Zola did not start today's race.
So let's go ahead and talk to our top 3. Starting with Malachi Drake. If we were to have a highlight reel, you'd be in it. For the simple fact that I mentioned it, Brett mentioned it. If we don't even include the internet issues, or the server issues rather, you were involved in like just about every wreck. Still came home P3. I mean, how frustrating was this race for you?
Well, at first, I feel like I had like decent speed, and then I was involved in that one wreck, and it completely messed up my steering. And then, and then I had all those server issues. It was really frustrating. Luckily, Cody, lets us get our laps back, but that was some kind of race for sure. I really don't have words to describe everything that happened.
I know it can be frustrating at times when things just aren't going your way to really keep your head in it. Was there any point in this race where you just were feeling like, you know, this is it? I mean, we just don't have much more we can do, or did you just keep your head in the game the whole time?
Um, Towards the end of the race, after I get all my damage fixed, and the car was still not driving very good because I guess I had permanent wheel damage. And then once I disconnected that the second time, I was like, "Oh, it's over now." Like, even if I join back in, the race is pretty much over. But I got lucky with a couple of things that happened, and then I saw the opportunity to at least salvage tonight, which ended up being a lot better than salvaging.
All right, well, sponsors, shout outs. Who gets done for that 09 machine?
I thank my teammates, Cody Webster, especially. He was having the server issues with me, so we were trying to figure out at first if it was on our end or something on iRacing's end. So thanks to him, we're trying to figure out what to do for that. And thanks to Thornton there at the end, racing pretty clean for third. And overall, no one doing anything too crazy, at least at the front at the end, like too desperation move. Everybody kept it fairly clean in the first couple of rows.
All right. Congrats on third place. Great recovery tonight overall with how crazy this race was for you.
Yeah, thanks.
And that was Malachi Drake, driver of the 09 machine. Brett, I believe, yeah, you've got Ollie Reeves.
Yep, I'm here with our second place finisher, Ollie Reeves. Ollie, you were the most consistent car all day today. Kept it clean in what was a really chaotic race. We're up front all day long. How were you able to keep it clean throughout the chaos today and just be consistently up front all race long? Seemed like you were in the top 3 almost all day.
Man, honestly, just not over pushing the car. Like, this track went through so many changes today. Went from hot to cold to like regular, hot again. Like, you had to just regulate your tires just like really well. Just not over push. Just try to stay consistent. Like I saw people like Thornton just drive really hard, just like get their tires, all hot and stuff. And I just try to stay consistent the most.
And today, at the end of that race, we're on the little fresher tires than Traber. What more did you need, though, to get by Traber at the end of that race? Or
5 laps? I just needed 5 laps. Man, I had that thing, like, good, too. I tried to send it in there on the last lap. But, yeah, I think I just needed, like, 5 more laps. I definitely would have got him, I feel like. But I'm still congrats to him. That's my boy.
Yeah, and then coming home second today, you've had, like, an up-and-down season, but how are you going to try to carry the momentum from today as we move forward for the final 3 races of this season next week, going to the Indy Road Course?
Yeah, honestly, this has not been a good season for me. Our first half of this season, just absolutely terrible. But now that we went to the playoffs, I feel like it's gotten more better. I don't know what I've done, but I've just finished, better, got out of wrecks, stayed more consistent. Hoping to get like a top 10 finish at Indy and just like try to get top 5s for all the other ovals in the rest of the season, Just try to keep the car out of trouble. That's really it.
And then last but not least, Ollie, any sponsors anybody like to shout out tonight?
SAAC, just, and y'all guys, thanks for the broadcast. That's what I want to shout out to y'all. Thanks for broadcasting, sticking around, and thanks for all the people that's, in the stream watching right now.
And thank you, Ollie. Congrats on the second place finish. Look forward to seeing and hopefully talking to you again soon.
Yep.
And that was our second place finisher, Ollie Reeves. And Josh, I believe you're down in victory lane with our race winner, Traber Burns.
And there we go. Traber Burns, race winner. How about that?
Oh my goodness. If you had told me that my first league win on iRacing would come at Dover, I would have just walked away. Everything went wrong today. It was, I get home, my Discord was, it just messed up, couldn't use it, had to use it on my phone, talk to my teammates under yellow. I was probably the slowest guy out there, and yet somehow I got lucky with the strategy, thanks to my side draft teammates keeping me heads up with strategy options there. And yeah, went with whatever everyone else wasn't doing, which was taking the last set of tires with 40 to go. So yeah, lucked into that one.
Yeah, I was wondering. I mean, it seemed like everybody was starting to get into a rhythm there towards the end, and that there wouldn't be too many cautions. But at the same time, I was thinking in my mind that how much that it might affect you with taking the tires that early. But those cautions, I have to say, it definitely helped. Is there any doubt in your mind? Just kept having those cautions, or how calm were you staying, especially during that last restart, knowing it was single file with Ollie right behind you?
Once we got to the lap 140 restart, I knew if I could get a few more cautions that I thought I had it in the bag, because my restarts was the only thing that I could do better than everyone else. So it was just hoping that, yellows keep falling. If I got a 10-lap green flag run, I had no chance. But thankfully, it fell perfectly for me.
Well, I was kind of talking with Brett a little bit that everybody who's kind of been on the JCTV team in this race has never won a race on JCTV. Jonathan Parker has, but I'm thinking more of someone who had never won a race
He doesn't
on
count.
JCTV beforehand. So we don't really count Jonathan Parker. He's an alien anyway. So you're kind of like the first one that's commentated with JCTV to win a race on JCTV.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's interesting stat there, and I thought for sure one of you guys would grab a win before me, but I just got real lucky today.
I really only recruit slow boys and myself too. So, but no, I mean, congrats on the big win. And any particular way you're gonna celebrate tonight?
Oh, probably hang out in the Discord for a little longer instead of hopping out as soon as possible like I usually do. That's about it.
All right. Well, sponsor shout outs. Who gets it done for you behind this? Go to.
Oh, as usual, shout out to my teammates at Side Draft, Larry and Wyatt. We always work really well, and they're always appreciate them because Wyatt and we also had Alexander Schumacher in our Discord, and both those guys kept me heads up on the strategy. They really deserve a large credit for that.
All right. Congrats on the big win, first of many.
Hopefully, thank you.
Traber Burns, tonight's race winner. Brett, there's some races, you know, like he said, if you would have told him his first league win would have been at Dover, he would have walked away. I mean, there's some races you go into, you're not so sure about, and they can be really good races for you. You know, I'm telling you, there's
Well,
tracks that kind of surprise me with the finishes that I get.
Well, I see the track that I've won a league race at, not on JCTV. Cameron Caldwell is afraid to put on the ITP and truck schedule because of that. So, I believe it's now the Amsoil Truck Series, but
Well, it's already been on the schedule.
yeah, and I got wrecked out because I was a championship contender.
I'm just gonna ignore that. So,
So
but
there's a story behind that. Not the time to tell it right now, though.
But yeah, I mean, what a race this was. I mean,
Yeah, it was a great race, and Traber just took advantage of what he had tonight. He put himself in a good spot, made the right strategy call, and came away with the victory. And big victory for him, and he'll try to carry momentum forward as we move forward with the playoffs here in the SAAC Coast Cup Series next week. Hopefully next week, iRacing has fixed any server issues. I would think they would, but hopefully the season update this Monday will fix that. But we will see. Looking forward to it. I believe first time we'll see the Indianapolis Road Course here on JCTV.
Yeah, that might be true. So I'm really looking forward to that. I like road courses. They are pretty fun to watch. Not a race, at least for me, at least. Yeah, I mean, you know, this race, it had some really good racing. There was a lot of, you know, issues. It's just the unfortunate circumstances of you know, online racing, that, you know, you're gonna have these issues. There's nothing around it. It's unfortunate, but hopefully, as you mentioned, Brett, it gets fixed soon, and you know, we can minimize these issues in the future. And I've said it already a couple times. I even typed it in chat into the Discord general chat, just giving a big shout out to Cody. And Cody, you know, he said it's a team effort, and it really is. I mean, you know, these drivers, I mentioned it earlier, it's so frustrating. You just want to go. You know, you get into the race car, you just want to go race. You know, and if it's anyone like me who lives in Eastern time, has to wake up at 5 in the morning, and it's 10:43 right now, you just kind of want to go to bed, you know. But you know, we all do this. It's a hobby. We all love it, and you know, so you hate seeing issues like this. And so, yeah, it is a team effort, and I think the entire team, you know, all the drivers did a great job at, you know, having to deal with this. It's out of their control, and so for that, I mean, great job to SAAC and all the admins for the quick thinking of getting everybody back on the lead lap that was affected by it. And yeah, they did the best they could. So anyway, Monday night, the Three Rocks Series visits Sobo, South Boston, as they start race 4 of their 6-race season. So far, we've had a drafting style track or race at Auto Club. that raced a lot like Daytona Talladega. We've had a dirt track. We've had a road course. Now we head to South Boston, short track. And I'm telling you, I'm really looking forward to this. So far, this series it's put on some incredible racing. If you haven't checked them out, definitely check them out. Monday night right here on JCTV, starting at 9:15 Eastern, 8:15 Central. And myself and Adam Kuhn will be on the call for that. And then 1 week from today, of course, as always, SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series for the Indianapolis Road Course at 8:15 Central or Eastern Time. Not even in Central. I don't even know why I said that. 8:15 Eastern, 7:15 Central. And we'll be live from the Indy Road Course. Brett, any final words?
Yeah, I look forward to being back here next week for the Indy Road Course. The road course races here in SAAC have been highly entertaining every time we've gone to them, and yeah, I look forward to. I do recommend people check out the 3 Rock Series. Yeah, that's about it. Everybody stay safe. Be careful. Don't put a space heater next to curtains in the cold weather. Yeah.
As always, thank you to all the Edmonds drivers, fans watching at home. Incredible team at JCTV. And on behalf of Brett Bennett, I'm Joshua Copperman signing off, saying so long. We will see you next time.